Today, I want to talk about something simple but incredibly powerful. It's not about what the world tells us, it's about what we tell ourselves. You see, every single day we wake up with a choice to be our biggest supporter or our loudest critic. Our thoughts shape our beliefs, our energy, and ultimately our reality. So let me share with you 9 powerful things to tell yourself every single day, words that can shift your mindset, fuel your spirit, and keep you moving forward no matter what life throws at you. The way we speak to ourselves, the thoughts we entertain in the privacy of our minds, and the beliefs we carry, these things shape the very fabric of our lives. Your inner voice is not just background noise, it is the narrator of your story, the director of your actions, and the creator of your reality. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning, that voice begins to guide your decisions, your mood, your confidence, and even your ability to succeed. You say to yourself matters more than anyone else's opinion ever could. Think about it. If every day you told yourself, I'm not good enough, how would that affect your actions? You'd likely play small, avoid risks, and settle for less than you deserve. You might start to look at opportunities as threats and challenges as confirmations that you're not capable. This isn't because you're not talented or smart. It's because your inner voice told you a story and you believed it. On the other hand, if you begin each day with the belief, I am capable, I am strong, I can handle whatever comes my way, you step into the world with a completely different energy. You speak differently, you move differently. Your inner dialogue either builds you up or tears you down. And the tricky part, most of us don't even realize how often we engage in negative self-talk. We think it's being realistic when we say we're not ready, not smart enough, or not attractive enough. But realism without hope becomes limitation. The truth is, many of the things we fear about ourselves were never truly ours. They were planted by someone else, a critical parent, a past failure, a comparison to others, or a culture that measures worth in likes and numbers. And yet, we repeat these ideas to ourselves until they feel like fact. But here's the powerful truth. You can choose the narrative. You can change the voice inside your head. You don't have to wake up and accept the same storyline every day. Instead, you can write a new one that speaks to your strength, resilience, and potential. It starts with awareness. Catch yourself when you fall into a pattern of self-doubt or harsh criticism. Replace those thoughts with more compassionate, empowering truths. No, this doesn't mean ignoring your flaws or pretending life is perfect. It means choosing a voice that encourages you rather than defeats you. When your inner voice becomes your biggest cheerleader instead of your worst critic, everything changes. You begin to take chances. You begin to stand taller. You begin to see obstacles as challenges you can overcome rather than reasons to give up. That voice fuels your motivation and determination. It helps you stay grounded when life gets messy. It reminds you who you are and what you're capable of, even when no one else sees it. Your thoughts shape your actions shape your habits, and your habits shape your destiny. So if you want to change your life, start by changing your words, especially the ones no one else hears. Speak life into your day. Be kind to yourself. Choose belief over doubt. Every time you say, I can, I will, or even I'm trying, you take a step toward the person you were meant to be. Your inner voice is the most consistent companion you'll ever have. Make it a voice of encouragement, strength, and truth. Because when your mind believes in you, the rest of your life follows. Self-worth is one of the most powerful forces in our lives, and yet so many people spend years looking for it in all the wrong places. We search for it in a way others treat us, in our achievements, in our appearance, in social media likes, promotions, relationships, or approval. But the truth is, genuine self-worth doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. It's not something we earn. It's something we recognize. It's the quiet, steady belief that you are valuable just because you exist, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. When you rely on the world to define your worth, you set yourself up for a constant roller coaster of highs and lows. One compliment can lift you up, but one criticism can tear you down. One failure can make you question everything about yourself, even if you've succeeded 100 times before. You begin to build your identity on unstable ground, other people's opinions, passing trends, or temporary circumstances. And the moment those external sources shift, your sense of value crumbles. This creates a cycle of insecurity, comparison, and self-doubt that can be incredibly hard to escape. But when your self-worth comes from within, you become unshakable. You stop needing validation to feel seen. You stop chasing perfection to feel deserving. You stop settling for less just to be accepted. You begin to operate from a place of wholeness, not lack. You make choices that honor your true self, not just choices that please others. You speak up, stand tall, and say no when something doesn't align with your values because you know your worth is not up for negotiation. This kind of self-worth doesn't mean you think you're better than anyone else. It means you recognize your inherent value in the same way you recognize it in others. Just like a newborn baby is worthy of love, protection, and care without doing anything to earn it, you too are worthy, regardless of your past, your flaws, or your current situation. This doesn't mean you stop growing or improving. It means you stop tying your worth to that growth. You can strive for more while still loving yourself right where you are. One of the most transformative realizations is that self-worth isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. It's about embracing your imperfections and understanding they don't make you any less valuable. In fact, it's often in the broken places that the most beauty shines through. Self-worth allows you to forgive yourself, to extend grace to yourself, and to keep going even after you fall. It gives you the courage to walk away from situations, people, or environments that dim your light. Developing inner self-worth takes time, intention, and sometimes unlearning years of negative conditioning. It begins with the way you speak to yourself. Are your words encouraging or critical? Do you lift yourself up or tear yourself down? The journey also involves setting boundaries, honoring your needs, and surrounding yourself with people who respect you, not for what you do for them, but for who you are. No one else can give you your worth. It's not something handed to you. It's something you uncover, something you reclaim, something you grow into. And once you do, the way you experience the world changes. You stop chasing love, you attract it. You stop proving yourself. You simply show up as you are. You begin to live more boldly, love more deeply, and walk through life with your head held high. Because when your self-worth comes from within, you don't just survive, you thrive. In a world obsessed with flawless results, the idea of progress over perfection is both radical and freeing. Too often, we believe that unless something is perfect, it's not worth doing. We hesitate to start that new project, chase that goal, or try something different because we're afraid we won't do it just right. But perfection is a moving target. It's subjective, unrealistic, and often unattainable. Progress, on the other hand, is about movement, growth, and effort. It's where real change happens. Perfection can be paralyzing. It creates fear, fear of failure, of judgment, of not measuring up. And that fear keeps us stuck. We wait until the right time, until we feel ready, until every detail is figured out. But that perfect moment rarely arrives. Meanwhile, life continues to pass by, and with it, our chances to learn, to grow, to experience, and to improve. When we focus too much on perfection, we rob ourselves of the beauty that comes from the process. Progress is messy, yes, but it's also where we build resilience, confidence, and skill. Choosing progress over perfection is not about settling for less. It's about embracing the reality that growth is a journey. Every step forward, no matter how small, matters. Every attempt, every mistake, every adjustment is a part of the learning curve. It's how we get better. Think about a baby learning to walk. They don't wait until they can do it perfectly before they try. They stumble, fall, get back up, and with each step, they grow stronger. Why should our own growth be any different? Progress over perfection also allows us to be kinder to ourselves. It helps us let go of the inner critic that constantly whispers, "You're not good enough, you should be further along," or "You messed up again." Instead of seeing setbacks as signs of failure, we begin to view them as necessary parts of the journey. We understand that mastery comes through consistent action, not immediate excellence. This mindset creates space for patience, compassion, and persistence. When we chase perfection, we often miss out on opportunities because we're too focused on what's not quite right. But when we focus on progress, we give ourselves permission to show up as we are, to learn as we go, to evolve, and to improve over time. This doesn't mean we don't aim high or pursue excellence. It simply means we don't let the need to be flawless stop us from starting or continuing. This mindset is especially powerful in our personal goals. Whether you're trying to improve your health, build a career, write a book, or change a habit, progress is what will carry you. You don't have to make huge leaps every day. Tiny, consistent steps will get you there. Celebrate the small wins. They matter. A little better today than yesterday? That's progress. And if you fall short one day, start again the next. What matters most is that you keep going. Perfection is about outcome. Progress is about commitment. And when we commit to showing up, to trying, to growing, we begin to see real results. Not just on the outside, but within. We become more confident, more capable, and more at peace with who we are. So let go of the need to be perfect. Let go of the pressure to always get it right. Embrace the process with all its ups and downs. Because every step forward is a victory, every lesson learned is a step closer, and every bit of progress is worth celebrating. When you choose progress over perfection, you don't just move. Life has a way of piling things onto our shoulders: stress, disappointment, loss, unmet expectations, and the weight of trying to control what we simply cannot. In the middle of it all, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even stuck. But there are two powerful practices that can lighten that load, shift our perspective, and bring a deep sense of inner calm: gratitude and letting go. These two forces, when embraced together, have the potential to transform not just our mindset, but our entire experience of life. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a way of seeing, it's choosing to focus on what is present rather than what is missing. In a world that constantly pushes us to want more, be more, and do more, gratitude anchors us to the now. It reminds us of the beauty already in our lives, the people who care about us, the lessons we've learned, the breath in our lungs, the sun that rises each morning. These aren't small things. They're the foundation of peace. When we practice gratitude regularly, we train our minds to recognize abundance rather than scarcity. We stop dwelling on what went wrong and begin to notice what is going right. Even on the hardest days, there is something to be thankful for, and often that's where healing begins. But gratitude alone isn't always enough. Sometimes, in order to find peace, we must also let go. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about releasing the things we can't control: the past, other people's actions, our own unrealistic expectations. Holding on to anger, resentment, fear, or regret only weighs us down. We carry old stories, harsh words, broken dreams, and mistakes like emotional baggage, believing that if we hold on to them tightly enough, we can rewrite what has already happened. But the truth is, we can't. What's done is done, and peace comes not from rewriting the past, but from accepting it. Letting go means surrendering, not in weakness, but in wisdom. It means acknowledging that some things are out of our hands, and that's okay. It's trusting that we'll be okay even without all the answers. It's choosing forgiveness, not because someone else deserves it, but because we deserve peace. It's loosening our grip on how we think life should be and embracing it as it is. This doesn't mean we stop striving or caring. It means we stop clinging. We give ourselves permission to move forward without dragging yesterday behind us. When gratitude and letting go come together, they create a powerful sense of freedom. Gratitude shifts our focus to the goodness around us. Letting go releases the tension and pain we no longer need to carry. Together, they create space for clarity, joy, and rest. Imagine waking up and choosing to notice what's right in your life while gently releasing what no longer serves you. That's peace. It doesn't mean life is perfect. It means you're no longer fighting every moment. Both of these practices take time. They require intention, patience, and self-compassion, but the more you return to them, the more natural they become. Over time, you begin to notice that your heart feels lighter, your mind calmer, and your spirit more at ease. Life may still be messy, but you're no longer defined by the chaos. In the end, peace isn't something you find outside of yourself. It's something you create, moment by moment, through the thoughts you choose, the perspective you hold, and the things you're willing to release. Gratitude and letting go are not just actions, they're ways of being. And together, they lead you back to a place of balance, clarity, and true inner peace. Life is unpredictable. Things happen that we never planned for. Some wonderful, others painful. While we can't control everything that comes our way, we can control how we respond. That response, that mindset, that choice is called attitude. And the truth is, your attitude is one of the few things in life that is completely within your control. It's the lens through which you see the world, and it has the power to either lift you up or pull you down. The way you choose to approach each day, each situation, and each challenge shapes your experience more than the event itself. Attitude is not about pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's not about ignoring pain or smiling through struggle just for show. It's about choosing how you interpret what happens and how you move forward. It's the quiet but firm decision to focus on what you can do, even when so much feels out of your hands. It's deciding that you won't be defined by your circumstances, but rather by how you rise through them. There are people who go through incredibly difficult experiences, loss, failure, heartbreak, and still find a way to stay hopeful. That doesn't mean they don't feel pain or struggle. It means they've learned to choose a perspective that keeps them grounded. On the flip side, there are people who seem to have every advantage but are always unhappy or negative. That's not about what they have. It's about how they think. That's the power of attitude. Choosing your attitude gives you your power back. It means you don't have to be a victim of your environment or the moods of those around you. You get to decide how you show up. You get to decide if today is a day for growth, for kindness, for focus, even if everything isn't perfect. This doesn't mean it's always easy. Some days choosing a good attitude feels like a battle, but it's in those moments that the choice matters most. The most powerful part of this is knowing that your attitude is a habit, something that strengthens the more you practice it. It starts with small shifts in thought. When something goes wrong, instead of thinking, why does this always happen to me? Try, what can I learn from this? Instead of saying, I can't, say, I'll try. Instead of focusing on what you lack, look for what you have. These little choices add up. Over time, they rewire your brain to respond with resilience instead of defeat. Your attitude also affects the people around you. It's contagious. A calm, confident presence in a stressful situation can shift the whole room. A positive outlook can inspire others to believe in what's possible. When you show up with intention, kindness, and optimism, even on hard days, you're not only improving your own life, but you're impacting everyone you interact with. That doesn't mean toxic positivity, pretending everything's fine when it isn't. It means being honest about challenges while still choosing hope. It means feeling frustration or fear, but not letting it control you. It means deciding to keep going even when it's tough. That's strength. That's the power of attitude. So when life throws things at you that you can't change, remember what you can control: your thoughts, your words, your energy, and your attitude. You can't always choose the situation, but you can always choose your state of mind. And that choice, it changes everything. There's something quietly powerful about a new day. No matter what happened yesterday, whether you stumbled, succeeded, felt broken, or felt on top of the world, when the sun rises again, it brings with it a clean slate. Every day is a new beginning, a fresh opportunity to reset, to choose differently, to grow, to heal, or simply to breathe a little deeper. It's a reminder that life moves forward, and so can you. We often carry the weight of the past around like a backpack filled with regrets, mistakes, or missed chances. We replay conversations in our heads, dwell on things we wish we'd done differently, and let the weight of yesterday affect how we show up today. But when you understand that each day offers a new start, you also begin to understand that you don't have to be defined by what came before. Your past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to dictate your future. A new beginning doesn't have to be dramatic or life-changing. It can be found in the simple decision to try again. Maybe yesterday, you didn't show up as your best self. That's okay. Today is a chance to be more patient, more kind, more focused. Maybe you didn't reach your goals or keep your promises to yourself. That's okay too. Today is another chance to make progress. What matters is not perfection, but persistence. Life is made up of these small, consistent choices to keep moving forward. Starting fresh every day is also about releasing the pressure to have everything figured out. You don't need to know exactly where you're headed to take the next right step. You don't have to fix your whole life in a single day. You just have to begin again, gently and intentionally. Some days that means making bold moves. Other days it means simply resting and allowing yourself to be. Both are valid. Both are part of growth. Embracing each day as a new beginning also invites hope into your life. Hope that things can get better, that change is possible, and that you are capable of creating a life that feels meaningful to you. Even when circumstances are tough, that glimmer of hope can be enough to help you keep going. Because no matter how heavy life feels, the sunrise reminds you that darkness doesn't last forever. It's important to note that giving yourself a new beginning isn't about forgetting or denying what's been. It's about choosing not to let it control your present. It's about forgiveness of yourself and sometimes of others. It's about releasing the grip of guilt or shame and recognizing that every person deserves a second chance, including you. When you start to live with the mindset that each day is a new beginning, you become more present. You start paying attention to the little things, the warmth of your morning coffee, the sound of birds outside your window, the quiet power of taking a deep breath. You become less reactive and more intentional, and slowly you begin to realize that you are not stuck. You are not too late. You are not beyond repair. You are simply in progress, just like everyone else. So when you wake up tomorrow or even an hour from now, remember, it's never too late to start again. The past is a chapter, not the whole story. And every single day, life hands you the pen and says, write something new.